This year, I haven't had as much time to get on trips, so I've been watching a lot of other creators' expeditions. But at the same time, wondering if it's taking away the mystery from the wilderness. Let me ask you a question. If you could see the journey from start to finish, would you still go?
Am out of office with no access to emails.
Have a 12-hour drive ahead of us, so better get going.
Leave it all in the city, taste my lips out in the rain. I know it's such a pity, your face is as pretty as your name. Though it hurts to leave, I'm telling you, it's meant to be, my dear. 'Cause feelings fade when time is short. Follow me down into the wilderness, we can fool around. Tell me all the things that you like, I'll turn your world around. Heaven told the water here is warm, so come and take a dip. Running through my mind the whole time is, oh, one taste's a myth, the one taste's a myth.
Oh, that was a really long drive to get up here. Currently on Santoy Lake and going to be doing the Steel River Loop, 180 kilometers of lake and river paddling. So it should be pretty nice. Raining right now and weather's not really cooperating, so gonna make our way up to the infamous Diablos portage, regarded as one of the hardest portages in Ontario. So we're just gonna paddle along here a couple of kilometers and see how we go. Santoy Lake is so nice. Every once in a while you just paddle across these big rock cliffs. They're huge, super jagged, and you can see there's some rock slides too. Somewhere between those two mounds is Diablos portage. Should be marked by a faded stop sign. So gonna go over there and get going.
About halfway done now, but really tired. At least all the steep stuff is out of the way. Still got a bunch of sections where you gotta cross a creek and a lot of big potholes you gotta avoid. Whew. Finally made it to Diablo Lake, but it looks like there's another group here. So just gonna find another campsite here. There's only one marked on the map, but I'm sure I'll find something on the lake here. There's a second island that I'm gonna try. But man, am I glad to be here. Whew, that last stretch was hard.
Maybe this is not the campsite. Maybe this is the portage trail. Let me go check the other side. Whew, finally made it to camp, and I have to find a nice flat spot somewhere. This is a very interesting campsite. I'll show you why. So you can see behind me, there's actually 2 boats that are cached right here. And I'm gonna find a flat spot, probably somewhere right in the middle of them, and set up my tent. For this trip, brought the Phantom sleeping bag. It's a -9, so plenty warm enough. Oh, long day. Don't have much energy, so just gonna have one of these freeze-dried meals. Rice and chicken, this one. Oh, that's some really good tea. Looks like dinner is ready too. So it was a really tough day today. Only slept for 3 hours in the car last night on the way here. That's a pretty rough sleep too because the seat wasn't really flat, so it's kind of like sleeping in an airplane. And then when I got here, it was just kind of raining on and off, so it made the paddle and portage a little bit more difficult. Everything was super slippery on that portage, and it was really hard too when it was getting to those rocks and going up the hills. Very slippery. Ended up doing a triple carry across pretty much most of it. It's 9:30 right now. I'm gonna hop in the tent to get some sleep. See you in the morning. Good morning. 6:45 right now, and about 8 degrees. So a little bit chilly out. Just gonna change, get everything packed up, and get going. It was not a great sleep last night. It was very lumpy and kind of on this rolling hill. "7:45 right now, and it took about an hour to get everything packed up, but did a lot better job with the packing, so portaging should be quite a bit easier today. Gonna make our way towards the portage to Cairngorm Lake, do a little bit of fishing along the way. Really happy to be off that poor campsite. It was not very good. Okay, we got something. See if we can get him in. It's a brook trout. Whew. All right, this net is not doing its job. Not doing its job at all. Okay. Whew. First brook trout on this lake. It's a nice one.
Alright, first fish here on Diablo. Gonna let him go.
Whew, feels really good to catch that first fish of the trip. Gonna fish here for another half an hour or so and then make our way to the portage. It's getting a little bit chilly here with the wind blowing off the lake. So this lake, you can tell, is at pretty high elevation because there's just a bunch of rolling hills on the side. Nothing in terms of cliffs like when I was on Santoy.
Looks like a beaver decided to build a dam here right across where the portage goes. So gonna have to put my stuff in the canoe and just kind of ferry it across here. Officially onto Cairngorm Lake. First page of the map. You can put it away. Onto the second part of the map. Goodbye, Diablos portage. Got some sort of fish here. Let's see what it is. That's not good. Lost our net somewhere on the portage. Not gonna go back to get it though. There he goes. I have about 4 kilometers left of paddling to go until we get to camp. At least it's paddling and not portaging. Just going through the narrows here. It's really nice on both sides. Just big rocky cliffs, big hills. See, there was a lot of landslides here. So behind me is this one really tall tree amongst the shrubbery. So it can mean only one of 2 things. One, it's the Yao Ming of trees around here, or there was a forest fire and it was spared. I'm gonna go with the first one. Sky started to clear up a little bit. So we just have to make our way through the narrows over here and then paddle with the wind finally and make it to camp. First thing
thing that I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put on an extra layer. It's super chilly up here. Found a bunch of birch bark and some of this lichen moss, so it should light up pretty good. Cairngorm Lake is really nice here. It's gonna be a good night. Okay, water's boiling. So today we're going to be having pasta with ground beef, and I dehydrated this at home by myself. A little bit too much water, it's okay. Dinner's rehydrated and ready to eat. This is the first hot meal of the day, so really looking forward to it. That last paddle across Cairngorm Lake, with all the headwinds and the cold rain and everything, it's a little bit crazy. Didn't have a chance to eat. So good. Well deserved. Just taking a look at the map and going to see how hard tomorrow's route is going to be. Probably going to download the weather from my Garmin as well, just to see if we get the wind at our back or not. Want to take a look at the map? So this map here is from the Kevin Callan Lost Canoe Route Guidebook.
And you can see here, we started off at Santoy Lake, paddled up, did the Diablos portage, stayed here, and then we did this set of portages this morning, and then we paddled all the way up Cairngorm Lake. We're somewhere over here right now, and tomorrow, do these portages, and then we'll go up into Steel Lake, which we're going to paddle all the way up down to the end, hopefully, if we do get a tailwind. And then the following day, go back down the Steel River, bunch of rapids here. Hopefully we can run them. And then following day, keep going down. So we have about 8 to 10 days to do this trip, and we'll see how long it takes. And in addition to the guidebook map, I also have these more detailed maps from my CCR, and pretty good detailed maps of the campsites, has some information on it, and the route. And it marks the rapids and whatnot a little bit better.
Oh, this tea is really good. It's peach orange. So today was a really tough day. The portaging was difficult and then paddling into a headwind. So for tomorrow, gonna have to strategically pack the bag a little bit better and the barrel so the weight's distributed and the pack is a little bit smaller. It'll make it a lot easier. But luckily all the hard portages are out of the way. The 800 today, and then also the Diablos portage, which was 1 kilometer. But we'll see, because we can't really ditch our barrel or anything, is kind of what it is right now. It's 9 o'clock right now, and the sun's going down. But I can feel it starting to warm up a little bit. So gonna go to sleep, and we'll see you in the morning. It's about 7 a.m. right now, and it's a really nice day out. Just a little bit of overcast, and I can tell that the wind has changed to a south wind. It's a little bit warmer, and that means that when we get onto Steel Lake, it's going to be a tailwind pushing us along, so hopefully we'll make really good progress. Last night when I was sleeping, it was a really good sleep until about 4 or 5 a.m., and then I was turning over, and I somehow tweaked my neck over here, so a little bit sore. Hopefully it's not going to hinder us too much on the portage or the paddle. Okay, let's get up and get going. Ooh, one mosquito. So this morning, it's gonna have some oatmeal and make it on our Bush Buddy fire. And the rest of the water for oatmeal.
oatmeal has some freeze-dried raspberries, cranberries, and I think bananas and oatmeal. These freeze-dried fruits in this oatmeal is really good, but I forgot to put sugar in all of them, so it's a little bit sour with the freeze-dried raspberries. Still good though. Ooh, ton of dew on the tent here. A little bit wet. Gonna have to pack this fly separately from the rest of the body. So I packed the fly separately in this bag to keep everything else dry. And then we'll just shove this all into the stuff sack. So on the north end of Cairngorm here, you can see a lot of burned trees, but the shrubs are coming back, looking very good. Maybe another 10, 15, 20 years, this place will be amazing again. I can see the portage sign right up ahead. Probably goes through this little wetland between these two hills. We'll see how it is. So this here is the official start for the Steel River, and the water is really cold here. My feet are freezing. Gotta get back in the boat. Gotta make my way through here, and I don't think I've been that low. Maybe I'll have to lie down in the boat, or maybe just get out. I think people usually float under this thing, but I'm like thigh deep in water here. I have to see how I can get back in the boat. Okay, nope, no good. At least we're back in the boat. Pants are all wet,
Boxers are soaked too. And this here is Esker Lake. It's very flat on both sides. Very nice. A little bit swampy. Maybe there's wildlife here. We'll see. Look at this really big beaver hut. It's huge.
So just on the road here that goes across the portage, and there's actually a bridge here that they put in during a forest fire. So I'm gonna go over there and check it out, see how it looks. It's a really good viewpoint from where we just came from. And then we can see the rapids going down this way as well.
Really have to say thank you to the Biigtigon Nishnaabeg here for helping maintain all of these trails. Without them, probably would not be possible, but made my job a lot easier because I'm able to take the portages and they're actually very well maintained and easy to see. So gonna keep paddling down the river here and see how far until the next portage into Steel Lake. There must be a really big beaver colony here, or just one really big beaver, like Beaver Kong or Beaverzilla. Because you can see all the trees around here have been flooded, which means that there's a really big dam at the end of the river section here. Maybe it's gonna be like 10 feet tall, who knows? We'll see when we get there, but this area looks pretty cool.
So I finished that last portage, and then it's just a straight shot paddle straight up Steel Lake. So I'm just gonna grab a bunch of snacks, put a couple in my pouch in my life vest, and then eat it on the way. Oh, that was a pretty tough morning. Portaging this big boat's not easy.
It's 1:30 right now, so planning to paddle for about 4 hours. So let's see how far we get with this tailwind today. So there's a beach campsite right there, and there's a lot of them on Steel Lake here. But I don't really like sandy beach campsites because the sand just ends up getting everywhere. So gonna keep going and see if we can find a rocky campsite somewhere. About 6:30 right now, and paddled all afternoon and made it up to the north end of Steel Lake here. with the tailwind, it was really fast moving. So there's a little island campsite just right here in front of me. Looks really small though, but on the map it says it's an island campsite. So let's try it out. Circle around it to see where's the best place to land. And I made a stop along the way. Saw some good beaver chews that were waterlogged and then all dried up. So we have our firewood for the night. Whew, beautiful campsite. Okay, everything's in the tent. Gonna go make dinner first while we still have sunlight. Turn a little bit of birch bark. Whew. Burn up in flames. It was a really big day today. A lot of paddling on Steel Lake here. Just pretty much went all the way up the entire thing, and also some portage at the beginning of the day. This hot chocolate is well deserved. I have to see how many kilometers that is. I think it's a lot of paddling. And our dinner is also rehydrated. See how it is. Well deserved as well. "9:15 right now, and gonna get into the tent to get some sleep. It was a really big day. Did the math, it was about 30 kilometers up here on Steel Lake, and then another 10 before, so about 40-kilometer day. Pretty tired. Okay, we'll see you in the morning."
Good morning. Slept okay last night. It did rain a little bit, so everything's a little bit wet. And you can see all the trees are a little bit damp outside. And there's a mist hanging over the forest. It's very nice, very picturesque though. Okay, so we're gonna get up, make some breakfast, and then finish off Steel Lake, and then get onto the river. It's gonna be some real river travel today. Just using our alcohol stove this morning. This will make it a lot easier. About an ounce of fuel in there. A little bit of a windscreen. Upside down.
The conditions today remind me of that movie, The Mist, where they have a lot of mist and giant monsters all over the place in the mist. So hopefully we don't run into Beaver Kong or Beaverzilla. That'd be pretty scary. I have the north end of Steel Lake here, and somewhere here there's the portage. You can tell that old burn came through here because the trees, some of them are dead but very tall. Just up ahead is the 3 portages that makes it into the river. Let's see how quickly we can get this done.
Got the boat here and all our stuff. That has got to be the second worst portage of the whole trip. That 510, it just keeps going up, up, up this hill onto this big ridge. And the downhill isn't even that much downhill. Seems like you're going uphill for more than downhill. And the river is running this way. It's running downhill, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, there's one more portage I think for today. It's like 100 something meters, so it should be pretty short. Now that we're officially on the whitewater and swift section of the Steel River, we're going to inflate our float bags, have one for the front here, and one for the back of the boat there. So I didn't bring my usual lunch, which is pepperoni, cheese, and tortilla wraps. This time I just decided to go with a lot more snacks. So I do have some trail mix here, some energy bars or blocks, and then I also have pepperoni, which I've been eating along the way. And usually I end up with a lot of snacks at the end of the trip, which I don't eat. So just trying to minimize the weight, and I'll eat snacks for lunch. Gonna fish here before we leave this portage. Gotta have a tube jig on. Okay, got something here. Looks like it's a walleye. Oh yeah. Look at that. Beautiful eater size, but it's way too early. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more rapids where we can catch more. Look at that. I think this is the blue walleye? Is this the blue walleye? Can't really tell, there's no sun. Okay, off he goes. Oh, it's a big one. Or it's a rock. It's a big rock. Ah. Well, there goes our tube jig. I think we have one more tube jig. It says on the map here that right when we get into this lake and this river section, there's a lot of fast water, so we're gonna put on our helmet just to be safe. Let's go. Relatively easy, very tame. Next set looks a little bony though. tongue over here. Just gotta hit that straight on. Right.
This river here is very picturesque. Big rocks on one side, rolling hills on the other.
Pretty tame river so far. Just a lot of swifts and high enough water to run them all. Move really fast, even faster than with the tailwind. All right, gotta take a breather over here.
So this route is a loop. So essentially you're traveling north on the first few days, and then you travel back south on the river. So yesterday's tailwind on Steel Lake there is now a headwind on the river because I'm going the opposite direction. At least we still have a little bit of current to help us along. Shouldn't be too long before we get to camp. Gonna see if we can find a campsite on that rock cliff face, and if it's underwater, then we'll go to the next one. Relatively close together.
Ooh, got a fish. I think this is dinner. It's a good eater size. All right, let's get him in here. Ah, yeah. All right, good eater size fish. It's a little small, but it'll be good for me. Gonna put him out of his misery.
Right up ahead in the narrows there is the campsite. And I can see on the left side is that big rock face that everyone takes a picture of. Got here a little bit late though, so the sun's not shining on it. So not as nice as it could be.
I'm just gonna set up my tent right here so we can see the big rock face. It'll be a very nice view.
Found a bunch of birch bark, so just gonna light it up.
Just gonna wait for this fire to burn down a little bit, and then we'll make dinner. Gonna fillet our fish and get some water. So for dinner tonight, we have pasta with vegetables and our fish. Just gonna wait for this oil to heat up, and then we'll fry it up. Our fish is ready, and our pasta is done rehydrating. Let's give this a try. So good. Should have caught a second one. Let's try our pasta. Pretty good. Same as usual. Not as good as the fish though. Fish is really good. It's 8:58, so basically 9 o'clock. Ready to go to sleep. Had a very fun day today running some small rapids, and tomorrow there should be a few more. And then we'll see how many days it takes to get out of here. All right, we'll see you in the morning. The mist is still not letting up, and it's making everything very saturated and wet. So I'm just gonna pack up the tent last. Oatmeal's ready, so I'm gonna finish this and then get going. We have a lot of rapids to run today, just small ones, a couple that we may have to line. And when we get down to Rainbow Falls, should be very nice with the higher water levels. Just have to make sure we don't miss the turnoff onto that portage. Man, this sand gets everywhere and it's hard to take things off out of the grommets. Sand is one thing, the wet sand, ugh, gets stuck on everything.
This rock face is even bigger when you're right beside it. You know what? I'm gonna touch it. It's like touching the Wall of Champions or like the Walk of Fame. It's amazing. It's huge. So on my map here, it says that the next set of rapids can be a little bit problematic unless it's very high water. So I can see a lot of boulders up there, but it says till you can possibly line it on river right. So I'm gonna try that.
So I can see the problem with the rapids here. Pretty bony up top, and it pushes you over to the river left, and then you gotta come straight back over to river right to get out. So I'm gonna line the top part, bring it into this eddy here, and then I'm just gonna take a straight shot down the right side. Alright. That was fun. Really enjoyed that one at the bottom there. Okay, gonna see if there's any fish at the bottom of these rapids here. Caught ourselves a walleye here at the bottom of the rapids. Really small, gonna let him go. But he's the blue walleye, look. Look at that blue dorsal fin. Woo. Okay. Woo! All right. It's fun. Woo! Saved ourselves a portage there. So some areas are a little bit too shallow. You just have to get out and push for a little bit. Map here, it says this section is a bunch of gravel swifts, so it moves us pretty quickly. It's flying along here. And just up ahead, this really tall stand of birch trees, towering above everything else. This is a beautiful place to have some snacks.
Had to get our hat out because it is sunny now, finally. All day it's been just overcast and misty in the morning, but now everything's looking great. So I picked up this canoe to do some river tripping, and pretty much this is what it would be for. Every time I do a portage, I'm always like, oh, I really miss my pack canoe. But then when I get to sections like this, where it's Swifts, Class 1s, I always think, oh, this is great to have this boat. Ooh, around that rock. Ooh. On these wider gravel swifts, when you look down them, you can see that it's a big hill. So water travels downhill, or it's like a water slide. Pretty cool to see. You don't really notice it when you're in the trees, but on the gravel flats here, you do notice that incline. Look at that giant cliff, and the birch tree just sitting on the top. You see there was a lot of landslides here. This section of the river is a lot slower, and it just meanders about. So I'm gonna see if there's anywhere with a flat spot, any sort of shoal or a sandbar. We're gonna set up camp there. So I just found a bunch of random logs and sticks all over the ground here, some beaver chews, and I'm just gonna cut them up, start a fire. Hopefully I'll get rid of all these bugs, wherever they are. Look at that, brook trout. This whole time when I was going down the river, I was wondering if there was brook trout because the water is relatively cold and a lot of gravel beds. And finally had time to actually catch one right at camp too. We have our 2 trout fillets and we have this camp kitchen trout spice. So I'm gonna try it out and just put a little bit of oil on the trout fillets here and try out the seasoning. Ooh.
And the trout's ready. Gonna have it with our rice. Let's try this trout spice. It's a lot better than Old Bay, which I usually use, or Fish Crisp. I have to get more of this. It's really good with the trout. Just finished dinner and gonna hang out beside the fire here and enjoy some tea. Had a really good day today. Hilo was probably running those 2 rapids and then catching that fish right here for dinner. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day. We'll see how far we get. There's a lot of log jams down there, and we'll see how many we have to portage or if we can pull over any of them. But that's for tomorrow's problem. Right now, just gonna enjoy my fire. So I've added a lot of character marks to this boat. A lot of scratches, but that's what this boat is for, right? It's tough as nails. Fire's burned down and ran out of firewood and too lazy to get a little bit more. So I'm gonna hop into the tent and get some rest. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day of log jams. All right, we'll see you in the morning. Whew. Good morning. Beautiful day today. You can see the moon still peeking out behind that tree. So that means there's no clouds in the sky. Didn't check the weather, but it looks like it's gonna be a good day. A little bit chilly though with that north wind. Okay, gonna get up, make some breakfast, and we'll see if we can make it back to Santoy Lake today. We'll see how far we get along with those log jams. Oatmeal's ready, eat this, and then pack up our tent and go. You can see the sun peeking out through the trees there. "9:15 and we're back on our way. Oh, it's so nice up there with the sun and the mist on the river. That is one massive cliff. It's gotta be like 100, 200 meters high. Whew. So this is what a log jam looks like. So apparently you have to make it up this steep bank. I've been hauling around these pulleys, carabiners, and slings as a canoe rescue kit, but this is actually a pretty good time to use it. I'm gonna set up a Z-drag and try to pull it up this steep bank. Sling around. Got our micro traction here, and this one goes down on the canoe. Canoe. That is one really big log jam. I tried to do the Canadian heritage thing where you jump on the log a little bit, poke it, hit it with a stick. Didn't work, didn't even budge. So sorry, whoever has to come through here next time, I couldn't break the log jam. Getting really hot. Sun's really coming down. So you know that saying, sun's out, guns are loading. I don't really want to get a sunburn, and I don't have any guns. This section of the river is a lot slower, definitely not going as fast as yesterday, but still a very nice paddle. Looked like that log jam cleared. Maybe it was someone ahead of me, poked it with a stick and broke the log jam. Right up ahead is another giant log jam. But luckily there's a portage marked right here. It does go up a very steep bank though. Highly doubt anyone's gonna poke this log jam out with a stick. It's pretty big. That portage trail was really nice, really well maintained, and very picturesque. It was like going through an enchanted forest with the sun coming through the trees. But it looks really good for camp.
It's still in the sun and has a lot of flat spots for tents. So I'm gonna set up here and then tomorrow make our way out to Santoy.
Nice flat spot for the tent. Time to put on the fly sheet. This fly sheet's been wet pretty much the whole trip. I don't think it ever had a chance to dry out. Couldn't find any birch bark on the sand split, so just gonna use these fire starters. A lot of animal prints here. This one's probably a wolf. Claws. So today I didn't really cover that much distance. It was just a little bit difficult around the portages with the log jams. With all the stuff in the canoe, I just have to take some time to unlash everything, lash it all back in, and that all takes time. And also the really steep bank didn't help. So tomorrow we have one more big log jam to go, and then we're into Santoy Lake. So we'll see if we stay on Santoy Lake, but if the weather's good, we can just paddle straight back to the car. So we'll play it by ear tomorrow and see what we do. I still have enough food for 2 more days. Usually when I get into the tent, I get changed, and then I start looking at my maps and sorting them for the next day. Ends up looking like this. Okay, morning. Another cloudy, overcast morning again. Seems to be a theme on this trip. I don't think I had a sunny morning yet. So, going to go and make some breakfast and get on our way. Should be a short trek over to Santoy Lake, and then we'll see how the weather is. I think it's going to be a south wind, so we may just hang out on the beach over there for the afternoon. Okay, let's get going. Oh, and last night, there was an animal that kept on running around my tent doing laps, so I didn't sleep that well. Woke up in the middle of the night to see what it was, and it ran away, so who knows. Okay, make some breakfast. It's the first time the fly sheet's been dry enough that I can just put it right back into the bag. Woo. Nice.
Nine o'clock, and I'm on my way to the next log jam. Probably only a kilometer down. Should be there in no time. But it's just going to be going through this meandering river for a little bit.
This portage looks steep and slippery, not as bad as the one yesterday, but still pretty bad. The actual portage trail looks really good. The only trouble is getting your canoe up the big hill again, so I'm just going to set up the Z-drag, haul it up here. And our other pulley goes onto the boat. So I'll put the rope through and get all set up. And then just load the line into your micro traction here. And lock it up. This is a locking carabiner. Alright, canoe's up here. Just gonna hop over the other side and swing him around.
That should be the last portage of the trip. And now it's just river paddling and lake paddling, as long as there's no surprise log jams. Gonna make our way out to Santoy now and see how it is on the big lake, see if there's any wind.
This year, I haven't had as much time to get on trips, so I've been watching a lot of other creators' expeditions. But at the same time, wondering if it's taking away the mystery from the wilderness. Let me ask you a question. If you could see the journey from start to finish, would you still go? For me, despite knowing the journey and where it leads, I embrace it and I welcome every moment of it.